Led Zeppelin lot, a big Rush lot, and a Van Halen lot. Midersikes, picking and flipping. Hey, good morning, Mike with Midersikes here. It's probably about 7 a.m. I figured I'm just gonna capture some video here and there throughout the weekend and throw it all together for Monday morning or something. On to the next thing. Hey y'all, it is the next day. I didn't end up doing any more filming. I went to work, came home, it was hot, very hot out. Didn't get a lot of work done. But I do want to show you some things I picked up at, well, I guess we'd call it a private pick. I'll explain that a little bit. Some pretty cool stuff. And I also want to show you what I've got to do here before I ship my orders. Look at this. That's low water right there. So I'm letting them eat. I just fed them. But if you can see, I'm going to zoom in here. A bunch of leaves and gunk get caught on the filter, and that's going to happen more often because it's fall, because they've literally got two big trees right above them. So I'm going to have to clear that gunk out, and I may end up moving them into their tank a little earlier than expected, or than planned, I should say, just because that's going to keep happening, and it's going to cost a lot in water. Let me show you. My boss was nice enough to sell me this tank here. It's got everything in it, the filter. I believe it's got the heating lamps and everything, so I may have to put them just right here on the edge. Now this red thing, I think you've seen it before, but yeah, that's another video. Now let's go back and get started. Actually, I should clean out those fish. I'm gonna clean them out because they're probably suffocating because of how low the water is. So I will be right back. All right, folks, I think I figured out the resolution. Took one of the kids' Easter buckets. Can't see it, but there's a lot of holes poked through it, and a couple of enter and exit holes for the fish, and a hole in the top for the hose and the cord to go into. They've already got like a little Heidi cup, but they're getting pretty big, so I'm gonna take the cup away. This will actually work as a bigger hide, and it'll house the filter pump and stuff. They usually sit right next to the filter anyways, so they're stronger than the pump is, so I'm not worried about them getting stuck on the pump or anything. But I'm gonna get this going. We'll set some rocks on top to keep it in place, and I'll show you what it looks like, and then I'll fill it back up after I get everything running. Okay, so I have the hose fed through the top, back there with the cord, got some rocks on top of it. The two doors are actually facing one towards me and one towards this corner over here, so they have two exits coming out. And again, most of the time I catch them sitting right up against the filter intake, so, or the pump intake, so it doesn't bother them. They kind of like it. Maybe it's like a massage or something, I don't know. But this will give them a lot larger of a hidey hole. The pump itself, the tube that the pump sits in, actually it's extended because it's like it could be used as a fountain as well. So I pulled that up and through. So the pump is actually near the top of the bucket, and it's held there by the hose and the cord because the cord is taut. So the fish are underneath and stuff, but there's plenty of room in there. If for some reason it started to fall or anything, they'd have plenty of room to get out and everything. I'm not too worried about that. Those rocks on there should be good. It actually sank down relatively well with that pump on there, but let me get it filled up and I'll show you what it looks like filled up. All right, and we are filled up. So I'm gonna go put the hose away, and we'll let them get accustomed to their new little bucket. I'm sure it won't take them that long to find it. And I'm also thinking that with the large sun spikes we've been having, you know, cause all this freaking heat, speaking of the devil, it'd be nice for them to have a larger shady area to go into. The sun does not hit that pond very much, which is why one of our fish, I'm guessing, between the lack of sunlight and the heat, have lost its color. Now, it's not showing any other signs of sickness that they tell you to watch out for if it starts losing colors. You know, it's not like some fish, when they get sick, they have like their scales start to peel off and they look decayed and sick. This one's not. It literally just turned from black to orange, which some fish just do naturally when they reach a certain age. And these are feeder fish. I mean, we only paid, I think I paid $1.65 for all three or something like that. So we didn't expect them to live. Let's see, I've had them for 2 or 3 months now. Didn't expect that, but they're flourishing, they're getting big. So I'm gonna do what I can to help them out, since they've given me joy, you know, feeding them, giving the kids joy, feeding them and watching them swim around. So doing what I can to help them out. But let's get to what you really want. Let's pack them orders. Pick them orders. Okay, the first thing that sold here was this Pillars of Earth game. This is a consignment piece, and that is going to Chris, and he paid $15 plus shipping on that. So I'll take out my fee and send the rest on to my client. Okay, so I wanted to show you what I meant about styrofoam cups. Styrofoam cups. These are the little bit taller ones. You can get them at the dollar store. You can get a big sleeve like this at the dollar store for pretty cheap. So what I do, I'll put a few in the bottom. Now this board game is going to take up the whole box almost. Let me get that in there. Takes it up nice, and as you can see, there's cushion. That's them styrofoam cups, and even if they break, it's still got a styrofoam layer. And you know, it's basically a different form of packing peanuts. I do the same on the top, and what I'll probably do is, just to even out the pressures, put the single cup this way, although it might topsy and turvy, and then I'll close the lid on them. These will go down, but that's okay. Still got springiness to them, and I have not had a single issue since. So that's what I mean about styrofoam cups. All right, our next order is over here in the woodshed. It is a Lacoste polo, and yeah, that's right here. No, that one was not staged. It just happened to be something I listed recently. It is a USXL Lacoste polo, and white. Believe it or not, a lot of people say don't sell white. I do. That one sold for $16.96 plus shipping, and that is going to M. I'm not going to give your last name. In Laguna Beach. M, thank you very much. Now, our next two items going to the same person. And yes, this one is staged because that board game was right down here. This is also, or these two are also consignment sales for the same client. It is books 2 and 3 audiobooks for the Green Lantern DC. There's that creepy clock going off. Book 2, that's book 3. Book 3 sold for $9, and book 7 sold for $7 to Michael. Thank you, Michael. We'll combine the shipping on those and make a little bit cheaper shipping for Michael. Thank you very much. All right, the next one's going to be fun to find, because the next one is a Joss A. Bank white shirt. All my long-sleeved white shirts I hung, but I don't know, based on the skew that was there, that's not it. Based on the skew, it should be hanging up over here somewhere. Can't tell. Nope, that's a Joseph Aboud. It could be back there, it could be over there. I already looked at that. It's American Eagle. Eagle. It's an eagle. Look at the eagle fly, Daddy. No, eagle. I want to make sure I don't get any wood chips in my feet. I do have sandals on. I'm just still a little nervous. Okay, that's should. Ooh, this is not looking good. I don't like it when things disappear. I don't see any white shirts hanging up over there. So I've got one more place to try out. Now some of them are down here, or they got labeled as hanging, but then got folded because I was lazy. Sorry for the fan. And the sad thing is I feel like I've sold this shirt already. Be honest with me. How many times did I skip over it when we were looking? Because it was right where it should have been, hanging up. That sold for $3. But I only paid 48 cents for it. So still get a profit on that. And it does have a lot of flaws, some wear right there and some staining in the collar. Obviously the pictures show that, but that is going to Joshua. Thank you very much, Joshua. Now this last item is a pair of shorts. It's some fishing lure shorts. Should be relatively easy to find. They're right here. All right. And these are Valor brand fishing lure shorts. These sold for $12.71 plus shipping to Luke. Thank you very much, Luke. I'm gonna have to take the hat off and do some digging. I'll be right back. So I'll get those orders all packed. Oh yeah, look at the skin. Whew. Get those orders all packed up and sent out. Thank you very much to everybody who purchased from me. Go check out my store. I have a lot more stuff, and I got more stuff going up. Let's see. Let me show you. All right, not this hat. This is my hat. I actually paid up for that hat because I've been going to that place since I was a kid. I got a Rat lot, small little Led Zeppelin lot, a big Rush lot, and a Van Halen lot. They're all going to be going up soon. Hopefully today, if it doesn't start getting too hot. I have my consignment Barbies that are going up. And then the stuff that I found, I told you I had a bit of a private pick. Basically, one of our neighbors' cousins does estate sale cleanups. Like they come in at the end, and anything that didn't sell, they clean out the house. But sometimes they're able to let family come and just take things so that way it doesn't get thrown away, it doesn't get wasted, recycle and stuff. So they let me come as well, and let me show you a couple of things that I got. This person was definitely an old electrician. A lot of farm equipment and hardware type stuff that I've really not gotten into, but I was thinking more along the lines of quantity listings. This is a steel box. None of this stuff was interested to me, but I haven't looked through it yet. What interested me are the same brands and size of spark plugs in the boxes still, vintage. These go for like $7 a piece. I've already looked them up. They go for about $7 a piece, and I probably got about 15 there of those. Those go for a little bit less, probably about $5 a piece, but still, every time that makes $5 and I pay my fees, any of that money is profit because this is all free. Now in this little tin are some fuses, and as you can see, there's a lot of 20 and 15 amp fuses. Again, these are going to be quantity listings, and then there's some of these 30 amp fuses as well that I'll be able to list as used. These are new with the open box. So I'll be able to list all those, and again, they don't go for much, but because they're vintage and everything, they go for over $5 a piece. All right, in this bag, this is the most amazing packing material I have found yet, other than styrofoam cups. It is the non-fiberglass insulation foam rolls, and you can just cut those off a little bit at a time and it's good to go. So Now, inside of each one of these tins, I don't know how many of those are going to be good. So there's more spark plugs in here. I grabbed more spark plugs. I didn't look these up yet. But all of these tins, yes, they're rusted in the top and stuff. But they're all the Prince Albert, and they stopped making those tins, I believe it said in 1986, 87. But they can go for about 10 bucks a piece. But again, quantity listing, that's all tins I've probably got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Probably about 15 to 20 of those, because there's more off to the side there. But then I have these 2 vintage levels. Now this one doesn't have a brand on it, but this one, as you can see, it's a Peerless. And this one can go for about 30 to 40 bucks. I've got to clean it up, of course. But there's still water in it. I don't know if you can see it. Now you can't see it with the lighting and the dust. Hold on. Ah, that's okay. But the level still works. There's still light in that. Or water in that, excuse me. And I'm sure I've got a bunch of nuts and bolts that are all within those tins. Anyways, I should be able to make a pretty decent profit, and it's not going to be a huge amount of work, because it's going to be a lot of different quantity listings, which is good. Doesn't take up a large amount of space. I just get 3 little containers and put each kind in there and put it on a shelf. But I will hopefully get everything at least photographed so I can list on the comfort of my couch. And yeah, so I'm gonna go do that. I'm gonna put those items away. Thank you very much for joining me. If you made it this far, have a great one. Look at this spoiled kitty.